Hello, amigo. Eagle Gardens, Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. And this is episode 828.1. Of course, this is a Weed Nerd World. With Angel hanging out with us this evening. Get some of the shit out of the way, get that chat up. Of course, this is a Weed Nerd World. Got it. There we go. Southern BT, what up? My chat popped out. Put up where I can read it. What's up, mirandafamilyfarms? What's up, guys? What you smoking on? What's up, Green Table Gardens? What's up, Mr. Smiley? Get one rolled up. What's up, Iacini? How has your week been? Waking up from a weed nap. How has your day been? What's up, Brett? You dream. Nice. Cheers, A Nova. I made my head itch. What up, Mr. Smiley? Kill this here music.
We're just jamming. Just jamming.
Smoking on tonight.
I rolled up some countdown.
Bedtime weed. Countdown, huh?
It kind of is, actually, and it's from Gage Green. Let me look it up here. Because I don't remember offhand. I don't know how some people remember all that shit offhand.
Okay, that's for sure. I gave up.
It's gum, but
Smoking a little bit of everything that's on the tray. Everything is on the tray.
Not popping out.
Here's Lucas. I got everybody in chat there. How's your week been, man?
Mine's been good. It's Wedding Cake by Prominence. I should remember that. And Prominence is the I got on that one where it breaks it all down, but that's the Cherry Pie Kush to High School Sweetheart. I should remember
that. Excuse me. Hey, man, I gotta actually smoke to wake up and shit. Most people be like, that shit puts me to sleep. I gotta fucking wake up.
Wake up? What you got going?
Just rising from a fucking weed nap, man.
Oh, alright. It's always a good feeling, though.
Yeah. I cut it a little short last night. Got up a little early.
It's part of being a grandpa. You get to take naps and shit, dude. It's not even a weed
Yeah.
nap anymore. No, it's
I've
not.
never been one to fight a nap. I can tell you.
It's a grandpa nap. You're good, dude.
Call it what you want.
I remember watching my grandpa sleep. He would. I remember watching my grandpa just fucking crash underneath a tree, dude. Just like leaned up against the tree with his hat pulled down. Just boom. He just crashed and nap right there.
It sounds like a peaceful nap.
He was probably grounding the whole time. Didn't even realize it.
Sounds like a great nap right there. I looked into some grounding sheets not too long ago.
You did? I was thinking about getting those. Do you like them?
I didn't get them, but I'm definitely they're still on my mind, man. They're not really that bad, and I've heard a lot of great things about it.
I feel great when when you go outside and you walk barefoot and shit, you feel great.
Yeah.
There is something to it. I don't know. People will go, where's the white papers on it? I don't know. Go fucking take your shoes off and walk in the grass. Tell me how you feel. There's your fucking white papers. You know, you feel good. I don't know. Yeah.
Some things we haven't learned how to explain yet.
There's a lot science can't explain. But that's the truth of the matter.
We call that quantum physics, don't we? Don't we? The shit that we can't explain.
I know there's a whole like math behind quantum physics and all that too.
But there's always
that's actually one that's
unknown variable.
Well, and that's the one thing that to me is like, I don't know. I mean, if you're thinking everything in the universe is random or some random explosion or whatever, right? Like we came about through random processes. But the remarkable thing is how accurate mathematics works throughout all the universe, right? From the littlest little to the quantum to all the way to like where we can fly fucking satellites around other planets and shit, right? That's all math. They did all that. They can like math makes sense out in reality, and that's blown a lot of scientists away. That was like Einstein's thing, is that the fact that mathematics was comprehensible is the incomprehensible thing about it. Like the fact that it makes sense, you know. It is kind of a trip. Like we didn't create math. We discovered it. You know what I mean? Like all that shit's discovering it. Like
I like to sit and fucking just ponder shit like that. That's what this here is good for.
what?
It expands your mind.
Right.
Does though.
Oh, I seen he said there is white papers behind it. So, there we go.
I like it. You know, the people that say they can't do shit on weed. I'm like, man, literally everything's better with weed. I mean, or the proper amount, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
And the right strain.
I think I'm better driving the race car without weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit like that where you gotta have like certain hand-eye coordination required. I don't know. I say that, and then like, somebody's like, "Oh, I play guitar," and which record. I don't know. I guess maybe that's wrong, but I always felt like I was better at it.
That's the zone, finding that zone.
The right profile. Give you what you need in that moment, not another moment. Granny's Panties is a good one for focus, fine detail, hand-eye coordination. That was always a really good one.
Yeah. Can't say I've tried that before.
Oh man, we used to get Granny's panties in years ago. I can still get my hands on it every once in a while. She is a winner, winner. If you ever come across her, you want her in your garden.
I always thought the Granny's panties was a vanilla kush.
We don't know. We don't really know. Don't know, but she is good. You can smoke a half a joint and literally lose 4 hours of time tearing shit apart and putting it together. Half a second.
Hell yeah.
On the table.
Yeah. Got my papers. Think I'd keep them everywhere, but I don't. You ever heard that song, The Rich Man in Virginia? I was rocking it out today.
I like that. I like that song. I like that guy too. Drawing a blank on his name, Oliver or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I actually initially heard the song through Merc was doing like a remake. And that hook had me, man. I'm like, man, I gotta listen to the song.
Dude, he's got a lot of good songs. He's been an artist for a while. Like, I don't know. That was my take on it. He's been playing music for a minute and singing. I
I,
like that style. I like that style of music.
yeah,
It'd be
me
like
too.
a rock. I don't even know if you'd call that rockabilly or whatever, but it's like I like that style.
I don't think
Kind
you'd
of a
call
southern,
it rockabilly, but it's
it's kind of a
definitely
southern style. You know what I mean? Like,
got a lot of soul.
yeah, there's like a bluesy touch to it for sure. Maybe it is considered blues. I don't know. Somebody, I don't know. I'm not the music guy. I just know I like it. It's catchy.
Yeah, I thought it was good too.
I listened to a few of his other songs too.
Yeah, I haven't made it that far. I just listened to that one like I'm literally like maybe 10 minutes before the show. Pretty good stuff. I listen to a lot of that like bluegrass or just acoustic music, guitar, a little bit of vocals.
You mean music where they actually play instruments?
Yeah.
They actually sing. It's their actual voice.
The good stuff, yeah.
No auto tune shit. Like some of that stuff's funny when you hear the actual like vocals of some of them singers nowadays. I don't know if it was real or not, but it was like supposedly it was the actual raw vocals and not auto tuned or whatever. They just sound like absolute shit. And you're just like, holy shit. By the time they end up mixing it all, it's like, sounds good now, right? Now you're sick.
Yeah. They can do quite a bit with that mixing board, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know how real that is either, but it was just a little clip on it. That's like, geez.
Oh man, it does.
Really vanilla and shit, all the shit they caught back in the day. Now it's like most of the artists, you're surprised if they actually are singing at their concert, not lip syncing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, a lot of people have been busted with that. I mean, lately, Kiss was a guy like not so long ago. So a lot of the bigger bands been caught using some tracks.
yeah, didn't the one chick just fall off the stage and her her singing kept going and shit? It was pretty obvious.
I mean, it's all good if they're, transparent about it. But when you get up there and act like that's not what you're doing, but then you get busted, how's that
Right.
for karma right to the poor face?
Well, it's just weird how that some of that shit gets all popular, where it's like, you know what I mean? Where it used to be, you had to fucking play some instruments and like, you know what I mean? Try, I don't know, be able to sing, actually be able to sing. And
Those ones aren't so easy to manipulate, though.
Yeah, like I don't know, the rock legends, like somebody like Chris Cornell or whatever. That dude's fucking super talented artist, like plays guitar, sings, does all kind of shit with his voice. Rock legend.
Singer for sure.
Yeah,
Even liked his Sandra Day O'Connor cover. He did a like little version of that studio version where he's singing "Nothing Compares to You."
yeah. No, he's got an iconic voice. I mean, I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was a huge Soundgarden fan. That shit
Soundgarden,
was
Temple of the Dog was the one right before that, right?
Temple of the Dog. I think was after that, wasn't it? That's when
Maybe.
they paired up with Pearl Jam a little bit.
I just remember, yeah, it was him and Eddie Vedder were the lead singers or whatever, and then I thought they split from there and went into Pearl Jam and then into Soundgarden or whatever.
I think it was the opposite. I think they did it just like a quick little album.
Okay. Yeah. Either way, it was good.
That whole time was good, right down there in that era.
The 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah. And,
Yeah, I spent most of it in school, so I graduated in 96, so.
yeah.
And I was racing after that, so like, it was a good time.
91. I graduated in 91.
So my older brother did too. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good time.
You
90s.
definitely were in like the big hair band era and shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Metallica, all that good shit.
It's funny because there's like this, I don't know, like a weird split on some of that, like where it turned to like from that to grunge. Like there was a split with like Guns N' Roses. I remember Guns N' Roses and what was the fucking other band I'm thinking of? Totally drawing a blank. Kurt Cobain. Who the fuck is the band?
Nirvana.
Yeah.
Nirvana. Yeah, when they were him and Kurt Cobain were all going back and forth and shit, and like there was like the whole grunge scene came on when I don't know, and it was like a fuck you to the big hair bands and shit. Like,
Hair bands were good. I still listen to a lot of the hair bands.
oh yeah, dude, you gotta have a good rock ballad. Can't beat that. You can't beat it at all.
We were like Exodus and Testament and all that good shit.
See, I didn't really get into the heavy shit. That was a little more. So like, well, I was pretty young when my dad owned a gas station, so I was hanging around with a bunch of older guys all the time anyway. But I had older brothers. I'm the youngest, and my brothers are 4 and 5 years older than me. So I'm the baby or whatever. I was supposed to be the girl, I think, but yeah. So I always hug around with them guys, and I know they always listen to that heavy stuff like that. And I don't know. I never. I was forced into it, but I never really like. It was never my thing. I never liked it.
Oh man, we were like, I floated along like right through like all the cliques, but I definitely kind of had home base in like the stoner crowd. But like, and then the typical stereo heavy metal group, leather jacket, long hair, skip skip school at least once, twice a week, hang out at my buddy Leonard's house. His dad's fucking flipped some bud, and so did mine. We'd fucking snatch up some buds before fucking we left and fucking go hang out at his house and just listen to heavy metal, fucking full blast. When back in the day when you had the stereo speakers that were just as big as you and the whole cabinet system, you know what I mean? That fucking yeah, it's just fucking just sitting in front of smoking weed all day.
I was the youngest in the family, and all my older cousins all played bass, guitar, and drums, and were always the metalheads. I was always with the crowd that was older than me. I was never with the people that was my age. So I grew up in all the cliques all the way around from up to bottom.
Anthrax. I remember when Master of Puppets fucking came out for the first time. And Kurt, my buddy Kurt, he came up from Tennessee from his dad's house and had that album, and fucking brings it in, and he's like, man, you guys gotta listen to this, and fucking drops it on, man. We were all just fucking completely blown away at what we had just heard and shit. Fucking, that was the shit. Those are all good fucking days. Yeah, it was the fucking first time I seen fucking like gold weed. Gold weed. They'd come back too with some fucking weed from Tennessee that was fucking gold and shit. I was like, oh, that ain't right.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm trying to think of what year it was I even tried weed. I was a freshman. Yeah. So 92, 91, 92. I was lucky though, man. My older brother hooked up. So like, yeah, so he had already like gotten busted by my dad and shit. Like he had already kind of wore that path down a little bit. he was, yeah, he was the, you know, the oldest and also the first to get caught at everything. But he was the one I was like, when I first wanted to try it, was like, I could ask him, and then he was like, yeah, and he had the hookup to get the good weed. So the first time I smoked, it wasn't the fucking brown Reggie weed that was around normal. That, you know what I mean? Like he actually had the hookup to get something that was green, nice nuggy weed or whatever back in the day. So yeah, we got high out of a little Mountain Dew bottle that was converted to a water bong. So he melt the pen or whatever, and put it doesn't have the removable shotgun for the bowl. It's just got the thumb shotgun on the back of it, and it's just the pop bottle. You know what I'm talking about? So that was, yeah. And I remember my feet tingling first, and then it moved up into my knees, and then I remember it moving up into my waist, and then I started giggling because it was like this tingly, weird feeling. Like, and I started giggling so much that my brother he's like, dude, there's a cop behind us. So fucking, I was like, what? Huh? Shit? Fuck. All right. So I'll chill. But he told me later, he's like, no, I was just fucking with you. You're sitting there giggling so much. I remember my cheeks feeling all tingly too, man. I could not stop. I had the permagrin for sure. Fucking permagrin. It was fun. The good times.
First time I snagged someone with my dad, literally a garbage bag. And my dad had went out for the night, kind of left me and my brother. He thought we were sleeping, but we ended up getting up. Ended up fucking trying to roughly fucking make a joint. And fucking, we go out and sit in his car for some reason and fucking try smoking it and shit. And it fucking running and fucking just, yeah. Oh, brother Joe was sitting there and coughing in the first fucking hit, just literally. He's 2 years younger than me, so I'm like probably 8 at this time, so that makes me like fucking 6. and just sitting there trying to puff on it, but I don't remember really getting high off it anyways. I just remember trying to go through the phase of it. But it was a long time after that before I actually smoked with some friends and got high. That was the first attempt, but that early on. I'm telling you, I say this quite a bit, or I don't say it a lot, but I've literally remembered plants and weed being around me as far back as I can fucking remember. And the weed has been there, and not just being smoked, but like large amounts. I remember big old plants, and
Mm-mm.
living next to a cornfield. Uh, that lifestyle was pretty pretty embedded. My dad used to have like big old parties like every year. And fucking at the V8, the four the that what is it, 4 and 8 train, that on wheels train would come to the house and take people around the fucking round block and shit, volleyball courts, dunk tanks, band, pig roast. It was like an annual like event, and partying and all that shit was just a normal. It was normal. That's what I knew. Yeah, I definitely have a long bond with cannabis. It's always been around.
Yeah, I remember it intrigued me the first time I realized it was like something it was a seed, you could grow it. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, because I don't know, we grew up kind of out in the country for the most part, and my mom had a pretty good sized garden when we were growing up. I remember all that, like helping her plant it. We always had to help her get it, everything in it, so it was just what we did. I don't know. But then somebody said it was a plant, and I was like, light bulb. Light bulb. Like, what? There's seeds? Like, I know what I had to do with seeds. It was funny. That started the mission, man. I don't know. That's how it's funny. Like, I remember every year trying to throw something outside somewhere all through my teenage years and shit. Like, we never really got anything.
Well, it didn't hit me to grow it until much later. Much later. And hustling it came natural. You know what I mean? Just flipping weed. But actually, like selling it or growing it didn't come till much later. Didn't even consider it. I mean, I never even considered it until later.
It was never not around me either. The plants themselves weren't until I got older. But the weed itself was always everywhere. I too started smoking about 8 years old. I can't remember the exact moment because it was just always there. I mean, I was definitely the toddler sitting on her lap while she was smoking weed for sure. Uh, it was, but when I don't remember my first time, I just remember it always being there, and then I did it right with everybody else all the time. It never left. Still here.
Shit, no, my parents were all brain on drugs, fucking full on dare program.
That was our officer, who we called Uncle Steve, who
You're
was
gonna go insane. If you smoke it once, you're gonna go insane.
Yeah, yeah. We literally had the best friend's uncle, who was the cop in town, who was at home smoking weed with us after school, but our dare officer in the junior high. So he'd come and tell us not to smoke weed in school, but then we'd all go home to Uncle Steve off duty and go home.
That's funny.
But
So funny.
I lived across the street from the chief of police. Could spit in his yard. My mom sit on her porch smoking a joint, and he'd sit on his porch drinking a beer. We all had to live in the same neighborhood, they said.
I don't see what's wrong with it. Like,
It should be. the way it should be.
It's no different than any of that. Like,
Classic 70s show here, man. Every time one of Dad's friends came over, it was time to go outside and play, bud. At that point, they would all, I seriously, like, it was like the album era. You know what I mean? They'd all come over. I remember one of his good friends, Major always came over with like the newest, greatest album, you know what I mean, or artist. And then fucking we asked to go outside. That funny aroma would fucking hit the air, and then the next thing you know, those big old speakers would fire up, and you'd all hear, man, that's the whip, man. This, talking about the music or whatever, and yeah,
the whip.
yeah.
That's funny. And all the terms.
That's a funny time. I remember the cable back then at that house. It wasn't even a thing yet. We actually, when it came down our road, was it and on was the service that came down that road at the time. And it was only certain days a week and certain times. And you had to like flip the box on during those times. And whatever was on, basically. Yeah. It was a fun time, man. Right then and there, that was a good time too. That wasn't the 90s. That was late 80s.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time outside as a kid. We didn't have shit. Like, I don't know. Where you get bored, it was like, fuck, go off, find something to do. And we lived by a creek and a woods, and like, yeah, we had plenty of shit to do outside like that. So. Spent a lot of summer days with my bare feet in a fucking 4-inch, 5-inch deep creek running in our backyard.
Dang.
It was all sandy bottom, ice cold. We could walk up, you know what I mean? We could walk up the creek for a while. It's fun.
Yeah. We live at mostly country around us. And there's there. Had the gravel pit. We had a place where we could fish. Got a place where we ride the dirt bikes. We like same shit. As long as we were home at night, when the sun went down, everything was cool. Today's kids get robbed, man. They're so overprotected. I mean, and there might be an extreme need for that, but they don't. They just robbed of that innocence that we.
All right, on this topic, so Grayson, my grandson, just had his birthday, right? He's 4, and my daughter Kenzie, his mom, got him one of these little Razor electric bikes, and it zooms pretty good. But she was like, he's wanting to ride it, and I'm like, he should learn how to ride a bike, But she's wanting him to get training wheels for it, and I'm just like, if he needs training wheels, he shouldn't have a bike like that. I don't know, like, he'll figure it out, right? Like, he's gonna fall, but he's gonna figure it out. Like, I don't know, is that wrong?
No, I was on the fence about the helmets. I still tear up every time I see a kid drive by with a helmet on a bike. I'm like, I mean, I get it, but
Get some scars to tough it up, huh? Like, you figure shit out though, wipe out or whatever. Like, it's bound to happen, and if you don't wipe out, you don't figure it out.
Right. Cheers, buddy. Get a lot.
Howdy, Smiley.
How you doing, buddy?
Earlier when you talked about racing, yeah, I raced shifter cars for like 10, 12 years at the top level and would get stoned. Now, when I practiced and I had control of like my mind frame, and I think it helped me. But there were times at certain races when things got aggressive and like I'd all of a sudden be on the grid in the heat or whatever, and be like, I wish I wasn't stoned. Like, it's hard to explain. Like, I was too stoned to, like, like, yeah, there were times being stoned was, and it was always a thing. Like, nothing ever really happened, but there are crashes and things can happen and people can get hurt. I was always concerned because, like, ultimately, especially at that sport, at those speeds, it's all about your reaction time.
Yeah.
And like decisions that are like, you're not even making a decision, you're reacting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think I could see why. Oh, one time I had a podium taken away from me because they said that I was on pot or I was on a drug. Even though a lot of this was during the Vicodin era, like around the track, they called them Vic and Dan or whatever. Oh, do you need a Vic or Dan or what? A Vic? And so a lot of guys were taking those and racing. And hey, people drank. Like, it usually be race weekends, and I didn't drink, but at the hotel or wherever everyone was staying, oh, these guys would get shit faced drunk, and then 7 in the morning, still be drunk, but back in the cart racing.
Yeah, no, I never did all that.
And yeah, you guys were talking about the first time you got high. Like, I grew up, my dad sold weed. When the first time me and my best friend and I guess my brother and his friend, there was always like a shoebox around the living room table where because this is seeded weed, from the 70s, and we didn't know any better. He had like this brass type of pipe, and so the first time we snuck this weed, went in the alley, and we smoked it. It was like probably 95 or 90% seeds. We didn't know any better. Like, I remember it was popping, and we were smoking it and going, ah. And we might have done that once or twice. And then first time I got high, he used to call them numbers. They were like really like pinners, but we took like a half of one that was in the ashtray. And then we each took a couple hits. That was all that there was. And then we got really stoned, like when we were like 12 or 13. But the first time, yeah, we didn't know any better. We took what was in the rolling shoebox that basically sorted seeds, and took some of that and smoked the seeds and got a headache and all that. We were kids. We didn't know anything.
What are you smoking on now, buddy?
This was like a joint I left from, I just got back home from a day of doing a lot of stuff. I think it's apples and bananas from earlier. Yeah.
Apples and bananas.
Yeah, it's a compound cookie collab strain. It's got Blue Power's one of the
That sounds like
and it's got GDP is one of the, and one other thing.
Damn.
It's made by Compound under I guess a partnership with Cookies, because it's like a cookie collab strain, which I think how it works is Compound, Chris at Compound, or whoever, Serge, created the variety, and then Burner named it, or like, and then it's like a cookie, because it turns out even cheetah piss, like the strains that I'm running in production, is cheetah piss, grape gas, apples and bananas, and slaps. Other than the slaps, those other three, when I did the lineage and Googled it, Yeah, they're all like what they call cookie collabs, like
Hmm.
marketed under the cookie brand. Oh, they're really good, no question. And if you would have given me a list, like said this to my other friend, of like, oh, the cuts that I could have, and I knew what I knew now that, oh, these ones were cookie collabs. Just because they were cookie collabs, I wouldn't have chose them because like I don't support that. I'm nothing against it, but I'd prefer not to. Uh, but these were like clones that came to us through a friend of ours, which now I realize he never tells us what facility he works at in LA that he gets us these cuts that he's not supposed to really give us. Uh, but I now realize it must be some place involved with cookies because all the varieties he's funneled us over the last year, when I did a lineage on them, or like cookie collabs, whatever that means.
Doesn't Cookies just like even contract a garden too, and then they're just
Yeah,
like here you got to
I
grow these strains in this order, and
yeah, I mean,
and
it
we'll pay
seems
you
like
this
that's
much a pound or
what that
whatever, and they just get
that
it.
burner and cookies. The the that's what he's become basically. Yeah,
Right, they just
I,
go like whenever I thought that's how it worked. Like when they opened up the new ones here in Michigan, there were certain gardens that kind of
yeah, and even
struck the deal to be their supplier, and here they got the cuts, and
burners
these
made
are
these
the 5 6 cuts you're gonna grow, and bam.
content that he makes where breeder X, Y, or Z's the guest, and they brought him like dozens of different pheno jars, and he plays the role of like the anointer, like, oh, they smoke them all. He zeroes in on whatever one that is unnamed, and then magically he names it. And like even some of that is like when cheetah piss first came around, a lot of people associated it with cat piss, which is a lost strain from San Diego that no one seems to have anymore, but has its history. It's not it's not cat pissy at all. It's not pissy at all. It's I forget what its lineage is. It's good weed, no question. But and same with apples and bananas. I, I don't I don't get a hint of any apples, bananas in any of the terp of it. It's
We,
dank ass sweet, no question. But like I think he just names things over like, oh, I think that's a cool name. Let's call it that, and that's his job, the appointer of names of strains. And then that's his contribution
I don't
to
hate on
making
the
it.
guy. I see it for what it is. I mean, he's a
No,
marketing guy. You know what I mean? Like he's
no,
marketed
no.
himself. He's built an empire, and like whatever. Like I don't hate on the
Yeah,
guy.
and
He's
even
got that
because
power to move
I
something for
follow
sure.
his Instagram. Now he's investing in trying to make cannabis themed movies, like like real movies. He's using his money and clout, and his music thing is this. Yeah, uh, I don't hate on him,
Creative
but
with it. I mean,
I don't really like the overall brand, even though. Yeah, I still hold a Girl Scout cookie form cut that I've had since 2014. And that's some killer ass weed itself, right? Um, yeah. However, the drama, I don't know. We all know and heard some of it. Uh, yeah, but that's what sells. Like that's what keeps it
right.
relevant, right?
Well, I mean, like McDonald's is consistent across the country, so like if they can have these same cuts and I mean, have specs and SOPs and how
But
you should
you,
grow them,
I
they
don't know how
should
much you
have some
follow it,
consistency across the board. That
and
makes
I don't want
sense
to
what he's
quote
doing. Like,
the wrong breeders, but more than one person that signed one of these deals with him have sued in court over like the way it all went down, whatever that means. Meaning that, like, they're accusing that he basically in
That's
Cookie
bullshit.
Brand took their genetics and didn't pay, like they didn't get what they were promised. And he has his reason that they didn't fulfill what they said they were going to promise, you know.
Right. I'm sure. But I'm just saying in general, I mean, like, how would you set up a nationwide chain like he's trying to do, you know? Like, he's got some, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, he's built it, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, and most likely in the future, when one of the biggest corporations, legit ones, decides to get in the cannabis thing, I'll predict it now. There'll be some like news in the business and media that, oh, Cookies got bought for $5 billion from Marlboro or Seagram. It's like, yeah, he's building like something that, yeah, that will probably be bought by a bigger entity at some point for some huge amount of money, right? A brand.
Right, or whatever, but
Yeah, and you can't
he
really
could
hate
be the
on
guy
that
buying other
because,
brands, you know? Like, I could see that too. Like, somebody builds a strong hash brand or whatever, and I could see that where they even buy out other little ones. I mean, he's definitely making the move to be the Budweiser of the industry. So, like, I get it. He's going to catch some hate for some of that and whatever, too. But
well, even like I think he's not only pretty covered within the states, he's got international, like he's in all the different countries too.
yeah, Thailand or whatever.
And in Europe and anywhere that they can legally put a cookie store up, they pretty
It
much
was like
have.
it must be like a franchise thing or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Yeah.
It's kind of next level smart. I don't know.
Yeah, and I got, respect for him and what he's built. There's nothing wrong with that. And especially some building something and flipping it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of entrepreneurs that's built business.
Yeah.
And I get it. He's got a reputation, and I get it. He's probably screwed a lot of people over to do
That,
some stuff.
that's the problem. I can't support people like that. It's not about getting there. It's about how you got there.
I'm not
Yeah.
supporting him. I'm just acknowledging that he's.
A lot of
I mean?
them,
Like,
a lot of
definitely.
them, including Cookies, sadly, to call it out for what it is, how they chose to get there. I can't support that. I have no respect for them.
I just want to say I'm not supporting it. I'm just acknowledging what it is. I don't know.
Well, he represents himself as a rapper, hip hop gangster, and like those are like gangster moves, and in that world, that's that's street cred, like yeah,
But that's the thing, though. I mean, he's got a percentage of the cannabis smoking community, and he definitely catches the younger crowd. And there's like, I'm not saying I support it, but I'm just like, there's a bigger circle to the cannabis consumers than what our circles are. You know what I mean?
yeah, and if you're a breeder and can make a deal with him or his company, they have the biggest distribution. Like that's how that goes. Now their seed prices are really expensive. I mean, I think they even get down to where you can buy 4 seeds because they're so pricey. Like, but
Cookies?
they're he's contracted with the big names.
I don't know.
What did you think about my choice? The
Your choice.
Mag Snapper times Sky Cutter F3.
Oh, that's the one Mama B just put up a nice picture of. Sky Stomper. That is a good choice. There's some.
Looking forward to it. I think I'm already starting to see signs of sprouting already. I was peeking in there pre-show.
Oh yeah, that's exciting. I just transplanted 3 little baby peanut butter jelly breasts.
Yeah, my girls are starting to feel at home already, starting to green up, feel their
So the other night you showed them, they looked kind of yellow, and I was like cringing because I'm like, oh, that cold wind kind of got them, didn't it? Like, oh. At least I had evidence they looked nice beforehand because I had the video on Wednesday of them. I was looking back on that and I was like, oh yeah, they looked like they got beat up by that cold weather. It probably didn't do good for them to sit in the car that whole time and shit.
This is super resilient. They snap right back. They're looking good. Yeah, everything's looking good. It's amazing how much, just that little environment there. I enjoy peeking in there when I get up. When I get back from work, I can run in there.
So, are you gonna transplant them into cocoa? I was gonna ask you that.
I'm right now everything is in soil. So I don't know. This first run may be soil because that's what's around you. That's what's available. There's not even a fucking grocery store around here. Grocery store is fucking miles away.
Yeah, I was just saying mine. They were out of every soil. There's like 3 that I use as options. You gotta have backup plans sometimes. But
I actually had tubs of dirt in storage that had stored some soil. I did.
hell yeah.
And then I had a couple bags of or a half bag rather of the coastal Maine stenographer's mix. I know I fucked it up. I always do.
Stonington mix.
There you go. Ah,
You're close though.
that is good stuff. But bag of that and some soil I had laying around. So I'll probably run that first. But I'm not saying I'm not going back to cocoa.
Hey, I got a question, Smiley. When it comes to like compost, like let's just say good, the animals aren't on any drugs and they eat good hay. Horses, cows, chickens, all that stuff. Is it okay to let all that stuff mix together and then use it together, or is it better to only use the horse shit, or only use the cow shit, or is it like, or does it matter? Like,
if you're composting, you can use all of it for sure.
Yeah, that's what I.
You just gotta keep that ratio, the nitrogen and carbon ratio. So yeah, I mean, you'd absolutely be able to. Like some of them are real hot, so you wouldn't want to go like right onto the plants.
Well, I'm not planning on.
But definitely in the compost pile.
I plan on mixing it into some of my existing older soil, and then giving it like a time, like not growing it. Probably not even. Maybe toward the end of the season I could start using it if I put it together now. Like give it 4 or 6 months of.
It'd be a lot. It'd be a lot more work, buddy, because you would have to like flip the compost pile and kind of watch the temperature. But the manures will heat it up really fast, and then you can mix with your browns a ratio that you get it wet enough, and it's gonna. You'll compost that shit.
Here's what I'm like.
It'll be a huge pile. And,
my new life is basically a ranch hand. There's like 5 or 6 cows or bulls. There's 7 horses. The amount, we have a tractor. We load it all up almost every day, at least every other day, a lot of it. And there's a spot on the property that pile's got to be, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 feet high. And it's been maybe
just straight manure, though? That's all you're piling there? Or are you?
Yeah, that's all it is. Like, and I've been thinking how I'm going to use some of that. I figure if I dug into the deeper part of that pile, that would be the older stuff. But uh, yeah, like endless amount of it, basically. Like I don't need that much, but I figured I'd try to make like a new soil mix and use some of it and see how it does.
There's a, if you look it up, there's a 40 bucket technique, I think is what it is. It's like 40 buckets. But they lay out like how many manure ones you want and how many, brown ones you need
Yeah.
to mix with it and
I
shit.
mean, it
Just look
didn't
it up and it'll give you an
subcool.
idea at least to go
Subcool
by.
used to like
But
super soil used to kind of be like, yeah, mixing all that stuff up together hot and then
yeah, then let
uh
it.
yeah.
But it sipped 2 months, and then he usually used like a reused medium or a buffer zone.
Yeah,
Usually,
layered it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Coming in hot.
Mm.
Well, so some days I spend a couple hours raking, or it's this weird rake shovel to clean the stalls and the pastures. And yeah, that's horse shit. Fresh horse shit looks pretty good. Cow shit's a little more plump, like floppy, like those are more like patties, where the horses are like, you know. Uh, but I figure that's good compost.
Yeah, it will be for sure.
And even all the bird stuff, that's a little nasty. The bird area is like, yeah, ducks and geese, chickens, peacocks. One thing I've realized in the last month dealing with them, they're nasty. They're nasty.
Well, you mix that shit with bedding of like hay or something, and you'll be all set
Well,
up.
when I built my soil 4 years ago here, I ordered, I think, 5 yards, and then because I didn't really have any compost, I bought bagged compost from the hydro store. I think it was Malibu or whatever. I could tell when I opened those bags that was a ripoff. That wasn't very like rich. Whatever was in those bags sold as compost. But yeah, I didn't really. I amended over the 3-4 years, but I didn't really like add more compost. So I think
Oh.
like with some of the soil, I'm gonna like redo it, use that soil, and then add compost and let it sit for a couple months, and then use it. Something like that.
Yeah,
I'd like to address what happened with Joe the other night.
Joe.
Joe Piatri was supposed to be on, what was it, Tuesday. And I don't know what happened, to be honest with you. It was a combination of us both, I guess. He was having trouble with figuring out Zoom and the link. And my phone went dead probably about like 10 minutes after. And we lost communication and trying to get back and forth there. So we'll do a redo for sure.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
He always plays the I'm old card too.
So, man, I don't know.
Well, he is pretty old. Yeah, I give him that much.
He's still got a lot of fight in him, I tell you that, man. Every time I talk to him, man, he's all,
Oh, yeah.
He's a funny guy for sure.
I mean, for his
But
age, he's got a lot
as
going.
I've gotten older, and I have reasons to have a chip on my shoulder like anybody else, but I have this thing where and I know people that like end up older and have chips on their shoulder, right? Whether it's this, that, or whatever reasons. I think that's one of the worst curses you get yourself into. Like, I feel sorry for people that like, and I've done everything I can. Yeah, none of that hate or chip on my shoulder, even for anything. Like, oh, let things go if you have to. But yeah, and I feel bad when people have a chip on their shoulder and are like at some war with like some invisible enemy. Yeah,
What's up, Buddha boy?
How you doing, Buddha?
Well, hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear.
good to
Oh,
see you.
hey, yo, yo. It's been a while. It's good to see you guys. Each and every one of you, kind of like it's like kind of like a live. Was that when they had MTV's Cribs or whatever the hell or the first reality TV. What I'm saying is like I'm pulling for y'all. Your characters in this ongoing play that doesn't ever really end. So it's not really a play, but it's good to see you. It's good to interact with the chat here today. I haven't spoke to them, but I'm sure they're doing great. And good to see you, buddy. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How's Alaska? I always wanted to know how's it going up there.
Well, it was so mild for most of this first part of the winter that I can't really complain. But just about 3 days ago, it dropped below zero, which is really like, it's been like maybe 20 below tonight. And that's like the first time when this type of thing can happen. Well, randomly, throughout the season, so to speak, and 20 below isn't even cold by standards of the subarctic. So, point being, we got it good. And here's the deal: the first day of winter is on the 21st, the solstice. So I personally like to roll out some beans on that day, on the solstices, because it's easy to remember. Hey, when did I do that? Yeah, it was on the solstice. And secondly, it's kind of like the annual calendar is a natural calendar, and it seems to be one which works with my environment and my needs. How about you, Smiley?
Doing well, man.
You got a haircut?
Well,
I did get a
I mean,
haircut. Yeah, I got them all cut.
hasn't farmers been like using the solstice as a marker for farming from the beginning of time, right? Like mostly
Absolutely.
seed, right? Yeah.
It just I like things that are kind of I'm pragmatic in a kind of a practical way, even though I'm kind of eccentric and kind of out there. So in other words, when something makes sense, I don't try to really overanalyze it or anything. I just kind of go with it. So specific to where I live, there's a lot of my ideas and manners of doing, say, growing that I might not do the same way elsewhere, such as like veg outside and then bring them in, a couple times in the summer and things like that, which is fun. It's good, great, hardy, robust plants, and I love it. The 3 in the morning type of thing
Well,
when they're
wait,
praying, in the
are you
dusk.
are you in a part of the world that you have a period of time that the sun hardly goes down at all, and then there's another time where it never even gets light out?
You
You
know,
do
we're
deal with that?
We do, buddy. I'm not in that extreme of a situation, although, like right now, we're probably at like 5 hours of daylight, or which is very much. Really, it's kind of dusky though. But when you're on like at Point Barrow, that's up at the top of the world, so to speak, where the Inupiat still whale and things like that for real, and polar bears still walk the ice. Um, they definitely have like 4 months or so of like continual darkness, but then they have the totally lit nature of the summer. So for those people, this is a serious issue actually, like one that should be addressed, and it is being addressed on the micro level by certain people. But gardening in the north is something that to take advantage of that huge 24 hours of light or the flux. It just seems like a natural, because in rural Alaska everything has to be sent in, like by barge or flown in or whatever. And it just be nice to see them. I'm sure as many people are as possible, but it'd be easier, if somebody, brought attention to the issue and educated and maybe got some resources out there.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to jump out, man. I gotta crash for work tomorrow, but always good hanging out. Eagle, buddy, good to see you, Buddha boy. Good to see you jumping on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, man, good to see you.
have a good weekend,
Yeah,
guys.
Smiley. Always good.
Peace. Nice haircut.
Oh, the background noise was Smiley.
It sure was.
Yeah.
So Eagle, how you
Well,
doing,
I
buddy?
I why I
Oh, go ahead,
asked
Adrian.
that is like I've seen TV shows, survival show where they point all that out, and I just can't. That's got to be a real trippy way life. Like, well, the 4 months of darkness. Wow, that would take a special human even to adapt to that, and even the you know months of almost all daylight. That would just be trippy. Like, yeah, for someone that's been 12 and 12 their whole life.
I think I would refer to it as an environmental stressor. I'd be lying. Either way, the sun can be, too much sun if people don't, block out the get a healthy, pattern going there. Because your natural inclination in summer is simply to just go like the Energizer Bunny or go like your Hellcat, just keep going all the time and get it done. And, get it's kind of like seasonal type of work is popular here, of course, too, because, you have that one big grab and people have always come up here because it's kind of like been had a lot of resources, a few booms.
Well, it
But
seems
point
like
being,
like
mhm.
the people that live in that region, that 4 months or 3-4 months of the darkness, yeah, they basically hunker down. That's when it's so cold and hard to even function in the out. So like, yeah, they spend most of the year preparing themselves to have enough of everything to hunker down for those months. That's what it seems like that lifestyle. And
Yeah, buddy.
if you don't get all your shit together, well, yeah, you're fucked.
The traditional lifestyle is very much alive in Alaska, not only for native but non-native, because it's like this. Um, Traditionally, they would, like you say, hunker down. They'd put away like their whale meat, their walrus. They actually burned the oil of the whale, for lamp and heating and things like that. And they had very intricate knowledge of the landscape and the, you know, where you could go get the walrus and the ice hole, all that shit, and they still do to this day. So it's just like, and they can navigate the landscape kind of like as you'd imagine, like the Aboriginals in Australia. They just see things that you and I might not key into, you know, and it's really humbling. But at the same time, they're very underdeveloped places. So I'm going to say one thing just in regards to cannabis. I personally believe that there's been a traditionally substance abuse and alcohol problem because there's always been large influx of money in the rural populations. So they kind of got assimilated into some bad habits, we could say. And I just say, rather than alcohol, I'd like to see, like, it's just kind of funny. But and if you hate me for this, you can hate me. But I've worked with a lot of Native people, and I worked with a lot of people who had substance issues. And all I say is I'd like to have an autoflower strain and distribute it liberally and freely among rural Alaska and call it sobriety. I'm not shitting you.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that I'm the one to do that though, because as a respectful person to another culture, I think things should start within. But I tell you what, everybody I've mentioned that to, just anecdotally, not in a preachy way, actually, they were receptive to that and they thought that's a good idea because
Like
the native.
even just myself imagining that type of life, like just like they have to secure all their food and firewood and everything for 4 months. Like as a oh, I could probably handle like hunkered down for 4 months. Oh, but I'd have to have like a allotment of weed that would get me through that amount of time. Like, yeah, I could imagine being like in the snowy, frozen area in a cabin, just hunkered down in the dark for months without like something. And yeah, drinking that would probably be the worst thing you could do.
I'm not going to judge and I'm not going to say because, everybody's day to day problems are the same. They've got to put food on the table and fuel in the tank and keep themselves heated up and things like that. But it isn't ideal to see people established because their culture is so rich. And all Alaskans and Native Alaskans I can speak for, they love weed. You can't make a generalization, but I'm telling you, like, you'd be surprised. This guy can be a chief from, a small village, and he's like, leader among his people, and he'll fucking break out the papers and have it rolled up and have it in his mouth and have it all, sparked in about 3 seconds. So I'm just saying,
Well, I
I
mean,
love the people.
autoflowers has got to be like a. I mean, it wasn't like they weren't around before, even naturally, but the popularity of that and the more of it, that's got to be like really a good thing up in your area, like a useful
Yeah,
tool, more useful than in other areas, as far as like an
I
autoflower,
think it would.
and it's the more natural environment that
Yeah,
it came out of.
I personally think it would be a real good addition towards an independent or autonomous rural lifestyle, is to have yourself a nice seed collection of, say, your favorite autoflower cultivars, because we all know that they can be good, they can be okay anyway, right? And when you live in isolation and kind of closer to nature, a little bit of high is a lot of high. So in other words, you find out that those autoflowers, if you haven't been smoking anything and you only smoke like once a anyway, long story short, you know where I'm going with
Yeah,
this. It's
no,
all, it's all good.
exactly.
And
No,
I'm,
I'm fully on board with what you're saying. That's makes perfect
yeah,
sense.
I mean, personally, I'm a photo period guy, I'll say that. But here's the deal. My kids have grown out some autoflowers that were turkey as fuck. Honestly, I'm not joking. And they got you high. So what more do you want from there? And I didn't have to grow them. They did. And then secondly, just to kind of follow this thread, uh, the young people in my family, I have kids into their 20s, but the younger people in my family, they really like the hemp CBD slash THC cultivars. They really love it. As a matter of fact, even though like the cherry wine, which doesn't have much uh, THC value, but all our discussion is it introduces a discussion about full profile, whole medicine, all these things, So the kids are having a pretty sophisticated discussion just by simply sparking up some CBD.
Cheers, Miranda Family Farms. Buddha Boy.
Cheers, cheers.
I've been trying to say hi to you for a minute. When I was Smiley left, I was muted there.
Uh, I'm on my phone, and it's been a long enough time here that I don't know how to navigate from screen to screen with, and it's on like one of those little mic stand things that kind of holds it weird. So, if I touch it, it might fall off, But
Yo, I got a shout out in here for Busy Bee in the chat.
oh,
He's gonna be hopefully a guest on your show, Eagle. So he's tuning in right now to see how this is going on. But hopefully we can get that to work out. Sorry to cut you off.
Don't worry. I
no,
see you in chat there. Cheers. Yeah, I've reached out. Just looking forward to nailing that date down. So,
hi, Miranda.
Sticky green, y'all.
Yeah, man. Miranda, are you still making the rounds of cannabis events and distributing seeds around the nation?
I am. Yep.
That must be pretty cool, right? You seem to be
Yep.
able to get along with people, and you mind your. I'm just gonna say this: you mind your own business and you work hard.
Yeah, I
It
stay
seems to go
neutral.
ways. That's
There's
right.
like
That's right.
there's a few different kinds of people in the community, and some people like to give, some people like to take. You know what I mean? Some people just whatever. But I wanted to hop on today because we have something for tomorrow. Tomorrow would have been the passing of our friend DOA. Not to get the somber mood going here, but we need to put some smoke in the sky for our buddy DOA tomorrow.
you know.
Yeah,
DOA found Subcool and then found the Weed Nerds. And when Subcool passed, obviously we moved our way to Eagles. And he looked up to all of us, especially you, Eagle, for giving us this spot and stuff. So we need to honor him and remember him, and not just hear about a strain called DOA, but actually remember that there was a guy named DOA.
If you'd like, I could rerun that at his episode tomorrow.
That would be a cool idea. I thought it was really cool when you did the 1 year of his I don't know if it was his passing or if it was on his birthday, and his daughter tuned in and watched that. Emma, that was like really cool.
Yeah, I've had a lot
Yo,
of people that say they enjoyed that strain, the DOA. That was a good thing that you guys put together there. I still appreciate you for sending out those seeds and making that project even a thing.
It was a Weed Nerd team project, and it's an honor of him. So it's cool that people actually grow it. It's not just a souvenir pack. Grow that out, smoke it, put DOA up.
DOA rocks, man. That motherfucker rocked. The first thing I remember about him, I'm going to say this straight up, and it's going to be obvious. I remember his laughter, and if that didn't like pierce your soul and just say, "Hey, man, this guy's for real," you know, I just was getting to know him. So, but his spirit really does go on, and it's alive. And I do appreciate the DOA project. I grew out Eagles, no, excuse me, Smiley's version, and I was very had kind of a limey, oregano type of, a really interesting nose on it. But I really appreciate it, guys, and I think it's first class. And even here, years later, we're still working it, rocking it.
And
Nice.
then Denver's F2'd it. He took my version and Smiley's version and bred them together for the next gen, which I thought was super cool.
That is cool. What up, SoCal?
Cheers, SoCal.
What's up, guys?
What
How you
up?
guys doing?
So, Buddha Boy, I want to give you a big thank you for the book, brother. For real. I'm very much looking forward to going through that, and a little help and a little guidance is very welcome. I was talking with Angel the other day about this next round, and saying that the second round's got to be different. First round, I trained pretty hard to do that 10, but that was a tough but fluke. You know what I mean? This round, I need to definitely have a more structured training for
Yes.
this run, and I appreciate the guidance and the book. You know what I mean for this next round. I got a lot of respect for you. Anybody that's ran them kind of numbers in a year, I got a lot of
Oh yeah.
respect. So
Once you're on board, you're on board, and you're on board. I may not be exactly where you're at right now, but I can respect it. And firstly, that book is like it's philosophically agreeable. Kind of to the approach I think that you and I share, more of an intuitive approach, yet a very technical approach. So what you learned in your wrestling days might actually uh, apply to some of this, the recovery, the power, the strength, the nutrition, all of that. But that book fills in a lot of gaps that you and I might not have, being kind of self-coached people, at least as an adult. And secondly, I kind of apologize that the book wasn't in better shape, because I lugged it around in my backpack for about a year, thinking I'd just thumb at it. I'd read it through initially, but I would really encourage you to take notes and stuff and write up your own training plan and stuff like that. I really love you, and I want to see you succeed. And I think that your success is basically a success for the community, and it keeps you fresh and helps you build up for the next series of goals.
No, I don't mind the wear on the book at all, to be honest with you, because that just gives me, how much weight it actually has. I talk to people. I like listening to different books, and when somebody suggests a book to me, and I know it's meant something to them, I usually will take some type of mental note and we'll go back and check out that book. But to actually like hold the book, you know what I mean, is
I know exactly what you mean. Go ahead.
way different. So I definitely appreciate it. Not only that, is I put a lot of weight to that kind of stuff. when I moved here and was able to pull, a lot of shit out of storage, a lot of my memories, uh, the stuff that's been sent to me from people like yourself, that's the shit that I treasure. And that's the shit that I actually made sure that, that shit was always going to be safe. And to pull out the poster, the letter from your family, and all that.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff, them handwritten letters, them little notes I get
Oh
from
yeah.
people. Shit you not. She's seen them. I keep that shit just like fucking
Nice.
box of memories. Every little message somebody sent me, I keep that shit. That shit is priceless. I
It's
appreciate
all about the energy, Eagle. And you can't even quantify the amount of energy that you put out just numerically, okay? Let alone exponentially. You know what I'm saying? It's like A leads to B leads to C, over the time, the seasons and all that shit, We've all changed. We've all been busted in the balls at least once in the last 3 years or 4 years, whatever, At least probably annually, maybe monthly, maybe weekly, hopefully not daily. But I'm just saying, it hasn't been easy for anybody here. We all have our ups and downs. I do. I mean, it's like this, man. I just wrestle a bear, and he's called myself, and it's like this, If I won't be satisfied till I'm satisfied. So I don't. So I'm back. We're having a good time, and smoking some good herb. Check this out. This is a. Can you see this? I don't know if you can. Hold on this
Yeah,
way.
but wait, you
Yeah.
say you're back, but even if when you're not on, I see in chat, you're here. Like I always know you're here.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
buddy.
part, yeah, showing up on that. Okay, great to see you, but I already know you're here. You're
Yeah.
following the family and everything. You know what's up.
Even if I'm going to just say this, everybody is how they are. I don't have anybody to please but my family, and they're pretty pleased with me, so that's just fine. All I'm going to say though is don't pretend, don't front, be real, be good, be nice, all that. When I think of Buddy, I think of a number of things of his hustle, but I also think about his car, which is about the muscle. He has a very unique vehicle, and he has a good life and a good time. Maybe I get the same thing out of my Saab. Of course I do, but everybody has their way of getting about. But here's the deal: we're all really unique. I'm not going to say we're all really the same. Every name out there is actually a unique person with unique story, with more more good than you could possibly imagine on the personal level. How they come across on the static verbal level, it may be a little weird. I think that like I get a little weirded out when everybody seems like they're all like talking the same Turpanese, because it's like this. Where I come from, nobody speaks the same language. We're all individuals. So anyway, power to you. God bless.
Yeah,
Be good and be safe, be healthy, and stay free.
So, okay,
yeah.
what you smoking on?
Keep keep the good energy up. That's hold on to it and propel it forward.
I'm smoking on some good old shout out to Mr. Johnny Caniseed, Couch Lock,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
which was his little tip of the hat to DOA.
Card's looking good there, so.
Thank you. I'm really digging this tri-fi. It came out of a dispensary seed. Dispensary bud seed fell out, and I was like, hell yeah, because this shit was all right for a dispensary shit. But yeah, this round came out nice and potent. Keeping it around for a while until something better comes along, type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We
Miranda,
drop.
I'm always impressed on the floors, the wall, everything is pure white, and you really see like it looks really good. Like
It sounds kind of stupid, but I don't do no PM spraying or anything. I just rather clean shit. And I'm
yeah,
careful. See, no one passes this friggin' door right here. They can look, but they can't touch. They can't go in like any of my buddies. And and I don't take clones in. I don't walk outside and then go in my garden. It's like, so even though it's kind of stupid to not do like any sort of preventive something, I'm kind of being preventive by just keeping shit tight.
Yeah. It always looks
Miranda,
impressively clean.
what is your do you have a favorite sativa hybrid, A, that you've worked with yourself, or B, just any that you enjoy for your pleasure?
I actually smoked this shit called Crockett's Haze,
Yeah,
and that was actually
I grow some Crockett.
really good fucking day high right there. I was feeling it. And then but one of my go-tos was Cindy, good old Cindy 99. But I'm fading Cindy out. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I'm replacing Cindy right now.
I've grown Cinderella 99. Good weed. This bud here is something from Sour Strawberries by Crockett, crossed with Headbanger. It was a personal check. It's good. I
Drop
mean, it's
that
better
thing
than
to
it
the
should be,
flow.
right? Yeah, I'm just saying. I like the polyhybrids. That's all I can call them.
Everyone's
Hey, is
bodies are different,
oh
obviously.
yeah,
So like when someone goes in like to a dispensary or on like a leafly or some shit because they're looking for something that might not, it might say something that's going to help for one person, but it doesn't mean it's going to fucking help for you. So
right.
so someone who might say that they smoke and they get anxiety, that's they smoke the wrong shit. You know what I mean? Type thing. So it kind of sucks when you see people that don't smoke that could, but they just took the wrong
Right.
thing or something. But this year, I'm hearing more and more than any other year that people are fucking a lot. It seems like seeds are a big part of people's Christmas presents this year, which means that shit's just getting
Cool.
spread around, and there's more and more people are gonna start growing, which is overgrow the fucking planet. That's what's what the weed world. I mean, the weed nerd mission is subcools.
Fuck yeah. So that's what I've been talking about lately a little bit, but not necessarily so much seeds, is this 420 doing like trying to get everybody to give clones, pass clones everywhere to get people growing, you know.
Hell yeah.
Seeds are wonderful, and we can pass seeds, but they can get passed, put in a drawer, passed to a friend. It's hard to like let a plant die. It really is. You can't put it in the drawer. You have to look it in the face and water it or watch it die.
There's a guy out there, DC Scrogger. He'd be a cool guest on here. He does a thing, 1,000 clones for 1,000 homes, goes around to different states, does and just fucking gets people to grow by giving clones out. It's fucking pretty sick.
We've got our Johnny Caniseed, and he got his feet wet so quickly in the weed family game that he was no, he knows everything about it. He's so awesome. I think he's in the chat.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about the weed is a healer, right? So everybody here is a deep feeler, and sometimes we feel too much. And whether it's mental, like you say, our bodies are different. Like a sativa is not supposed to be relaxing. Well, I find a good sativa to launch you and then kind of let you down easy, and then I go yon eventually. I'm just saying everybody's differently, but I like to have an energy. And then contrary to like maybe having insomnia, which somebody like me can have at different times, sometimes to the point of extreme. Having a good CBN, degradation type of cultivar, one that's been in the jar for a while, something that'll put me to sleep. It really sets me straight because it resets my clock.
My
That
my son turns 18 today. He's an official adult,
oh,
so which is kind of cool. He'll also be in a sooner than later one of Massachusetts' newest medical marijuana patients. That way he can come to events with us. You know what I mean? That would be cool.
You smoke with him now?
Look at him. He's over there smoking right now. Allegedly, people.
A family that smokes together, tokes together. Or I guess that's redundant. That's awesome. Happy birthday, brother.
It
Welcome to
makes
the
me
working week.
smile when I text, one of my kids texts me, "What are you doing?" I'll be like, smoking or whatever. They're like, "Me too. What are you smoking on?" It just makes me smile. I'm like, yeah.
Hell yeah. I got 3 down, 1 to go. My daughter's going to be 17 in February, so hell yeah.
Shit. I was thinking about it today. My oldest is fucking gonna be 29. 20
Damn.
fucking 9 soon. Holy fucking shit to that. My youngest is fucking what? Gonna be 20.
I have a daughter I have my first granddaughter, and she had like an up and down with the relationship thing. Well, she's with a new man, and he's a wonderful guy. He really is. And they announced their pregnancy this week. So you know, God bless. God bless.
Hot dogs in the house.
Right. What's up,
Are you
man?
kidding me?
What's
Hey, you
up?
modern. What's up?
What's up? What's up?
I hope that SoCal's over there like rebuilding his motorcycle as we speak, by the way, just because, or getting ready to go hunt some fucking raccoons so I can get myself a raccoon hat. No, just joking. Davy Crockett.
No, I actually haven't been out riding in a little while. It's been.
Do you miss it?
Oh, I fucking miss it bad. But at the same point, like I've been going really, really, really hard for deer this year. So I normally, I hunt deer every year, but I normally don't go as hard as I've focused on it this year.
Did you say you went like a? I'll just quickly finish this.
Santa.
Did you go? How many miles did you go, SoCal? Go ahead.
Oh, as of today, I'm at.
Yeah, I heard you saying that.
15.
It was remarkable, I thought.
Yeah, as of today, my little tracker on my Hunter app thing told me I was at 1,518 when I got back to my truck tonight. That's for the year, for the season.
That's halfway across the country. You fucking
That's
know,
committed.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Fucked up part is I haven't left the county.
Just walking in circles.
Are you close to
Pretty
the 5
much.
kilowatt? Just asking, are you close to the 5 kilowatt in the San Diego area?
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be about probably 45-minute drive to Buddy's from my house with traffic.
We gotta start planning. Eagle is doing some sort of a Midland, like Michigan weed nerd meetup thing, and actually really doing it this upcoming 2024. Because I would take the pilgrimage, and I know others would too. SoCal could walk there.
I think it should. I think it should happen. 24, huh? Where do you think? In Michigan?
Might as well, because it seems like it's midway, so there's no excuse for east to west.
All right. So what time of year? You're muted, buddy.
We gotta keep it somewhat warm. I don't want no one, you know what I mean? Because
Michigan seems to have the best like laws and ability to have a place, and a lot of the people from the show are based there. It's surrounding that area, so I think Michigan. There's no question Michigan.
I say do it like May 4th in Grayling, Michigan. That way I have an excuse to go out for 2 events.
That's pretty spot on. I mean,
May
4th.
5th in Grayling is Fred Bear Day, so give me an excuse. 2 events in one weekend.
Right on.
That would give me one hell of an excuse to get out there.
Grayling ain't like 20, 25 minutes from here. If that.
We gotta have it like a 2-day thing too, so it's not, you know what I mean?
And you know what would be other convenient about that is Bigfoot Lodge, which is like the first place. That's where I met Modern for the first time. Is a campground that's Cana friendly, which is like 20 minutes out of Grayling. So that would
There you
be
go.
a good spot right there. We could camp.
It's a good spot.
Go
It's got to be a good place.
go hang out.
If we waited till a little bit warmer though, then May, there's the river and everything right there. So we could camp into. We could have like just a camp and cook out one day, then we could float down the river and get high the next day. Just throwing it
bring
out.
All right. That sounds like a plan.
I'll bring the generator and the smoker.
Dude, you ain't gonna drive that far, are you?
That sounds like a plan. I think we should start working on it.
Hell yeah.
You saw how far he went when he tracked deer.
SoCal be pissed he gets up here and sees so many fucking deer run around this thing.
Hell of a
Run up
drive,
and
boy.
just literally punch the first fucking deer he sees because there are gonna be that many of them. It's just gonna be like an old school punch fight out. Shit.
That just like pisses me off to even hear that. I mean, you guys are like running them over with your car and shit, and just going to 7-Eleven or whatever. And here I am, I'm like 1,500 plus miles in, walking 3 fucking pair of boots I've gone through, and I've seen a total of like 15 deer.
They literally walk through the McDonald's / Walmart parking lot.
We got crackheads and fucking tweakers that walk through our Walmart parking lot out here. I'll gladly trade for the deer.
Oh shit. That's a cool image, Modern. Where'd you get that?
Some guy made it for me.
Pretty nice.
Weed nerd made it for me.
All right, Alan.
Yeah, I thought that's pretty cool.
Shout out to all the people that just received their packages from me from giveaways 8 months ago. You know what I mean?
Right on. Follow through. You got follow through. Fucking A. Some things are timeless, especially things that are priceless.
Just when they thought I was fucking scamming them hard, right? Bam, they got it.
I don't know. You strike me as the type of guy who is all about his word, so I wouldn't be sweating it. That's pretty cool though, huh?
Yep, still doing giveaways after all these years.
Yeah, the amount of seeds given away around this show has been crazy.
You Michigan motherfuckers better step it up too, because us East Coast weed nerds been working on all kinds of ill shit for the entertainment. We got dance routines, mic work, all kinds of shit.
Yeah. We got all kinds of cool shit going on here in Michigan. As far as like stoner shit.
You know, all us weed nerds kind of fucked up because we should have invested into like a food truck or some shit, because those are the people at all the events that I've been to that make all the money.
Food truck, huh?
A food truck.
They make all the money everywhere they go. It doesn't not just the cannabis events.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys
As long as you're willing to hustle and show up at places and have decent food trucks are, that seems like actually about half the places I eat at are food trucks at this point, because that's where the good food's at.
Awesome.
Yum, yum. Let's go to a food truck right now, smoke a joint out on the little patio furniture, and fucking move on.
That's one of my fucking favorite parts of the events is like that fucking stoner. Let's go wander through the food village and see. Unfortunately, that's a good and bad thing. You get in over there in the food village and you're like, okay, let's find something. And you're like, everything has weed in it. You never even thought you could have weed in tacos or whatever. All right, yeah, that sounds good. But yeah, fucking event foods are always amazing. That's I've got you pinned up, so Cal. That's pretty awesome. What is that? That's like a Twilight, right?
Yeah, that was 2 nights ago, walking out from my deer stand.
Nice. Good job.
Yeah, we've had some. I've been saying a lot lately that the best thing you can do for yourself is take a day off and go out. Go find a fucking mountain somewhere or a forest, or in Buddha Boy, you live in this fucking region 24/7. You'll agree. Go fucking take a book and a sandwich and leave your phone at home or in your car or whatever and go sit under a tree in fucking nature and watch the sunset and have a fucking sandwich.
Yes, sir. Have some
Don't lean
Tomorrow
up on
will
the
be so
don't
much
lean
better
up
when
on
you
the
wake
tree
up.
though. You know what I mean? Find out the ticks crawling up your ass and you get Lyme disease like me. Ain't no damn fun, son.
Yeah, we don't have that problem out here.
You might get some ants. I'm just saying, in some places anyway.
Yeah, maybe. But, that's the best thing you can do for your soul.
Yeah, I remember doctors used to prescribe nature. They just make someone go outside, even if it's your backyard, just by yourself for like 15 minutes or some shit. Kind of clear your head. Hopefully, smoke a joint.
Yeah.
Peace and quiet, hopefully.
It's
Yeah,
funny
it's
if you
amazing.
think about it. If you think about it, right? You think about, oh, I got to go run errands today. I got to go fucking grocery store and the bank, and I got to go to Walmart and get this, or I got to go here and get that. I got to get an oil change, whatever. You think about all that walking you do, and you really don't want to do it. But when you're out walking and there's nothing but mama nature surrounding you, that walk ain't so bad, and you come home in a way better mood.
Even Buddy's kind of found a little bit of nature lately with being the farm hand.
Right.
Yeah, I fell in love 100% with the sunsets this last year. Not that I didn't have a nice appreciation for them in the past, but definitely had taken a lot of time to enjoy some nature this year. I don't regret a second of it. Not a second of it. It's been a great year, that's for sure.
Yeah,
So, Cal, are you practically in Mexico? I mean, you're like a couple 100 miles from Mexico, or 100 miles from Mexico, 80 miles from Mexico?
I could be in Mexico. I could be in Tijuana right now if I left. I could, if I drove to Tijuana right this second, I could be there in 15 minutes.
Oh, shit. So you can literally go scout out the Baja anytime you want.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We actually used to do that quite frequently on the motorcycles. We'd just ride from home and go down through Baja.
Awesome. It really had to be a trip.
My lights here are about to shut off, so I'm gonna hop off. But it was nice hanging with you guys, chat panel. I just want you guys to remember to put some smoke in the sky for DOA, and as DOA used to say, peace and love, weed nerds. Always.
Peace and love.
Peace
Take
and
care,
love.
brother.
Right on, man.
Love. I don't. How does this go like that?
Yeah, it's about that time.
It is
I'm gonna get off.
All right. Are we rocking in the free world? Modern genetics? What the fuck? Tell me something.
Tell you what.
Tell me good night.
Check,
That's how you get
check that
on.
background out, Eagle.
Sweetheart.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Take care, Meyer. Nice
Oh.
shooting you.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm next.
I mean,
It was a
Warner.
good show. Good vibes, Eagle. Have a good rest of the week. Same with everyone else. See you guys later.
Take care, buddy. Thanks for popping
See ya.
in.
Yeah.
Right on. I'll
Bud.
follow him out the door. Eagle, fuck you for having us. Buddha boy, fuck you for being here.
For sure.
Chat,
For sure.
fuck off. And we'll
Fuck
see
the
you guys
fuck
next
off.
time.
Mr. Buddha Boy, kind of glad I got left with you. Again, brother, I do appreciate the book and stuff. And I look forward to any other advice that you have for me in this process. Because this is a big one, man. The more I take a
Yeah.
step back and think about this next endeavor, it is a big one. But then again, I look back at the kind of the plan is, and July. I'm planning and hoping for July. There's a big one, the marathon in Lower Michigan in July, and then I want to turn around and take a break and go back to Flint and rerun that crim with much better results. So, yeah,
Getting that second medal, right? The second medal, part of the medal.
yep,
I'm just saying that's what kind of got you hooked on this long-term thinking. I'm not saying, but it's like it starts with the goal. But yeah,
yeah.
Eagle, hats off to the whole situation. It always, these things evolve and get, their own energy going. I'm absolutely certain that you will do well, but part of the preparation is just to ensure not that you're going to do it, but you want a win-win situation, and it's how you do it. You want to keep doing it injury free, things like that. So
What's your favorite shoe? What was your favorite shoe?
my favorite was a Solomon trail shoe. Yeah, and they have kind of the speed lacing too. That's like, it has like a little like fastener that you pull them tight and put them on, so they're easy to put on and off. And even in like ultra marathoning, you might actually change out your shoes at one of the things. Not, they're just super comfortable. They were good in the winter time, kind of sealed, because I like to run in the winter too. And I like Solomon. I also like one called Montrail. I don't know if they still make those shoes, but those were really nice trail shoes. And then right now I've got a really nice pair of Brooks Cascadia 16, which is like a legendary trail shoe with the kind of the minimal drop, only like a 4% heel drop, not a full, or they go down to zero. But I really find those good because your center of gravity is such that you don't roll your heels as easily, and also you have that feeling of it's called telelocution. It's awareness of where your feet are in relationship to the ground, and then the feeling of the ground, actually the feeling of your feet on the ground. We're talking about the natural running style. Once you get that, it's like almost like programming a rhythm into your body. And even like if you feel sore, like in the first, or tired at the first 30 minutes, 20 minutes, by like minute 45, you're swinging, you're going hard, you're like almost on a race, because your body actually tunes itself, it heals itself. So as you get these longer goals, you'll be going on these longer runs, and you'll just have those nice outdoor experiences. So I don't know what I'm saying. The nature that we were talking about, that's what I liked about the last time that I ventured into running a lot. But yeah, I love you guys. Angel, power to you, lady. I'm all behind you. You're a great lady. I know you are. You smile like crazy, and I think you're just the nicest person I've met all day. No, you know what I mean. Sweetheart, thank you. Thanks. Nice meeting you.
You as well.
Yeah.
For sure. Pleasure.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. So I'm gonna go, and everybody out there, be good, and be nice, and be extra nice to me, because I'm a nice person. It comes easily. All right, we'll catch you later. Yo.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Yep.
For the rest of you guys, I appreciate you guys and your time very much as well. Thank you for tuning in on this Thursday night. I have to check with the other guys, see if there will be an organic wormhole tomorrow. Keep your eyes peeled for that. With that being said, I'm fixing to hit the gym, and that in mind, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. And with that being said, me and Miss Angel are out of here. You guys have a great night.